Good morning, Margaret. I'll be right back, okay?
Yep, I'm going to go get my coffee too.
Good morning, Lydia.
Good morning. Can you hear me?
Yes, how are you?
Half asleep.
Half asleep. We are glad you're here nonetheless.
Thank you.
Yeah, I get to meet Margaret in person, virtually, and Laura.
Hi, Margaret.
Hi, Lydia. How are you?
I'm okay.
Welcome to the early morning group.
Oh my gosh, yes.
It's really early for Lydia. It's 6 a.m., right?
Right.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
What a trooper.
She is a trooper.
Well, I just planned my morning and kind of bumped everything up. My husband's already eating breakfast. He's usually not ready for breakfast for another half hour or so, but he's okay.
Yeah, everything works out all right.
And
yeah.
I'm in the dark. There's no light coming in yet, so I'm I look like a zombie there. I feel like a zombie.
I don't have the best lighting either yet. It's still not, the sun has not come through the window, but I got one little lamp. So
yeah.
It'll work.
Yep.
It'll do.
Put some light on your face, right?
That's it. Good morning, Hannah. Or good afternoon, Hannah.
Good morning, Jill.
Where is Hannah that it's afternoon?
In Sweden.
Wow, how exciting.
Yes, very.
What time is it? How many hours between us?
6. From here to Eastern time it's 6 hours.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so it's 2 in the afternoon now.
2 in the afternoon. How's the day going, Hannah? Tell us what to expect. It's been a good day.
What did you say?
Has it been a good day so far? Can we expect a good Friday?
Yes, thank you.
Oh, that's awesome. Laura, I know you're muted. I just wanted to say hi and good morning to you.
Good morning. So, fun thing, last night I got to meet Margaret in real life.
Yay!
So cool. We went to the Dunedin mixer, the Dunedin chapter mixer, and it was really good. And we got to chat for a long time. So it was a lot of fun.
That is awesome. Yay!
That was a lot of fun.
I'm so glad you guys got to meet in person.
Yeah, it was really good. And then after we stayed and we talked with a former member for a long time. Then we went out to this sushi place right around the corner. My husband and I did.
Oh, did you go to Pisces?
Yeah, it was really
great?
good. Oh my gosh! So we didn't get home till late, but it was and then my husband had met somebody in his industry, and they were networking. So we didn't get home till really late last night.
Wow! And yet you made it here this morning, Laura. Thank you so much.
I won't be turning on my video though.
That's all right. That's okay. I know what you look like at least.
And I do too.
Now Margaret knows. Yeah. This is we have a few people who will be out today. Good morning, Connie Jo. Good morning. As we know, Debbie is on the Camino. She started her walk today officially. So let's send her lots of love.
Yes.
Mary Beth had another commitment with BNI this morning, so Mary Beth can't make it. And Judy Kane can't make it, and she had another commitment. So we will say hi to them on the replay. And sorry if you three couldn't make it. We are holding you in spirit. and we'll go ahead and get started. If anybody else joins us, we'll just say good morning and welcome then. If you could, go to the chat box and type your first, last name, and email address. That's how we take attendance here at Virtual Networkers. We do have a guest with us today, and that's Lydia Herrera, and we'll have her introduce herself, although I think some of you may know her from the Celestial Circle. She's joining us today. And we'll get started with 30-second commercials, and then we'll move into our business mastermind. Yay! And then after that, we'll do any announcements that you want to share. So I will kick us off because I'm the first square in the Brady Bunch. So I'm Jill Celeste, president of this chapter of Virtual Networkers and founder of the Celestial Circle. I'm so glad to see you all here today. And I am going to be talking about it a little later, but I have a webinar coming up, and I'm excited about talking about that, so I'll mention that in the announcement portion. And thank you all for everybody in this group has been in the Celestial Circle in some way or another, so thank you so much for your lovely patronage and being part of my tribe. Mwah! Good morning. So Margaret, you're up next.
Oh, well, good morning. I'm still... No, not really. I help people transform their life by helping them change their mindset and helping them take a really good look at, what's going on in that negative mind chatter that we all have, and dig down and get rid of that, transform it. I do that as a life design coach, as a career coach, and as a speaker and author. So I'd love to connect with all of you on the various other social medias, and let's see how we can support each other.
We are glad you're here, Margaret. Oh, I forgot, we should probably mention where we live. So I'm in Tampa.
And I am in Dunedin in the Tampa Bay area.
Yes, we have some Floridians in the house today. Lydia, good morning, Lydia, and welcome. Would you like to do your 30-second commercial?
Well, do I have a choice?
No,
just kidding. Well, I'm Lydia Herrera, and I live in New Mexico in the middle of the desert, where it is now 6:10 or so a.m. I help parents of children with ADHD who are struggling with the day-to-day challenges of helping their child succeed at home and at school. And I myself raised an ADHD son, so I know firsthand how difficult those challenges are. And because of that, I offer parents strategies that are tried and true, and they work. And so that is how I help parents.
We are glad you're here. Welcome to Virtual Networkers and checking us out today. We usually have more people, Lydia. I'm sorry.
Okay.
But,
well, maybe it's good, like yesterday's mastermind.
Yeah, sometimes masterminds are good when they're smaller. So
right.
Thank you for joining us today. We're glad you're here.
Thank you.
Laura Shipman.
Good morning. Hey, everybody. I'm the founder of Keep It Local. And I also am a social media manager, coach, and consultant. So a lot of fun doing that. And, I help businesses get a handle on their social media, understand the algorithms so that they can get some organic reach.
And also in the Tampa Bay area. She's in Odessa.
Caldesa.
Yeah, Caldesa. Yeah, she's cows near her. We are glad you're here, Laura. Thank you for joining us today.
Thank you for having me.
Hannah, you're up next.
Good morning or good afternoon. I am Hanne Brøter from yourbrandvision.com, and I'm a graphic designer and visual brand manager. And that means that I make all kinds of visual touch points like websites and brochures and business cards and social media images and everything. And I do it with visual consistency. So your business will look as good as you know it is. So I help entrepreneurs find and visualize their uniqueness and attract their ideal clients, I hope. Yes.
Yes.
And I'm in Sweden, and I'm Norwegian, but I live in Sweden. Yeah.
We are glad you're here representing Scandinavia. Woo!
Thank you.
You're welcome. Connie Joe.
Hello, I'm Connie Jo Miller of Enigma Bookkeeping Solutions, and I do bookkeeping and financial coaching. So I take your bookkeeping tasks off your to-do list so that you have more time to serve your own clients. And I also help you identify ways that you can save money in your business. And that all translates to increasing your bottom line.
We are glad you're
I'm in
here.
Atlanta, Georgia
Atlanta.
area.
And any rain yet from Florence?
We're not supposed to get it till late Sunday.
Okay. I hope it is not eventful for you.
Me too.
Yeah. I have a friend who lives in Wilmington, North Carolina. She lost power at 4:30 this morning.
Ooh.
And
wow.
they're hunkered down. She's 23 feet. I think she said 23 or 25 feet above sea level. So I'm hoping she doesn't get flooded out.
Wow.
Yikes. Yeah.
Yeah.
So let's keep all our friends and family in our thoughts there. We're going to get into the mastermind portion. I've put everybody's name in the hat, my dad's hat, which is good juju. Before we get started on that, just wanted to let Lydia know, this is recorded, Lydia, and you will get a copy of the chat box. I email it to you after the meeting once it gets done processing. So you will have everybody's email address if you want to follow up. You'll have the recording if you want to watch it again, especially if you missed an answer or something like that. So just wanted to let you know. Everybody else knows, but I wanted to bring you up to speed real quick on that. So,
sounds good. Thanks.
Yeah, you're welcome. Virtual networking is cool. It's the wave of the future, right, Laura?
Yes, that's right. Absolutely.
So I'm going to pull a name from the hat. I hope you brought a question today for all of us to sort of brainstorm. I even put my own name in the hat for a change. I usually don't, but since we don't have that many people, I felt like I could do that. So let's see who gets to go first. Well, Laura Shipman gets to go first. Laura, yes, you get to go, even though you're the founder.
Hey, all right. Let's see. So it's just like any sort of a business thing that I'm struggling with right now.
Yeah, anything you want us to brainstorm and answer with for.
Okay, so here's something. You know that little Instagram course that I have?
Yes.
Okay, so that was my first course ever that I've done, like digital courses. I really want to get into that space, but I'm having a hard time. Like, I don't know where to market it. It says the marketing, the online marketing person, but like I know other places to put that. Like, can I do it on like Udemy or something like that? Like, what are some other outlets? Because I really want to. Right now, what I'm doing is I'm marketing it on Pinterest, Facebook, Instagram. I'm doing some paid advertising, but I feel like I want to open up some more avenues.
So Connie Jo and Hannah, this is her Instagram class that she taught us in the Celestial Circle. She's selling it. What's the price point? It was pretty affordable.
Oh yeah, it's very inexpensive. Because it's a beta test for me, right? So yeah. I just said $17.
$17. And I know you both know that course is worth a lot more than that. Yeah. So you have it on Instagram, you have it on Pinterest, Facebook, you're doing paid. Have you emailed Keep It Local people?
You know what? I haven't done. No, I haven't. So, and here's my struggle. But see, just because I'm the founder of Keep It Local and stuff, I never want to push my business on anybody. So I never market to Keep It Local people. Do you know? Like, I feel like I'm in a weird situation with that. Like, and I don't want to. How do I say that? I don't really want to abuse that. So I have not emailed Keep It Local people.
Okay. Well,
what do you think about that?
Well, I know Sheila does.
Yeah. Yeah, she does.
Well, let me ask the Keep It Local members, Margaret, Hannah, Connie Jo, or even Lydia, if you were a member of a group and the founder had a course for sale, would it turn you off if she emailed it to you?
No.
Okay.
One of the reasons I think it would be helpful is to be able to, especially and I was not able to take the course, so I would like to see it because I need to learn more about Instagram. And so being able, and there are probably other people that just don't know that you did it. And I think having that available would be helpful. And then if there's anybody else in the group that's taken it that wants to be able to support it or recommend it, I think that would be a great idea too. And with that said, I know that you're not going to push this out every week.
No, no.
So, once every 3 months, I think it would be great to put it out there because you'll get new members in and they won't have seen it. So I certainly think it's okay.
Yeah, okay, that's good to know. And everybody who took the course had given me some really great testimonials, so I'm so appreciative for that because that's helpful. And I've had some traction on it. Excuse me, I was just hoping to get more than I've already had,
Yeah.
But it's good to know like how you guys feel. Okay, so Jill, from a GDPR standpoint, question. I don't think it really, so here's how would you handle this? I would really like to kind of send it from Laura Shipman or Shipman Media versus like the Keep It Local address. Do you think I could pull that email list and send it out even though they've kind of opted in already to the Keep It Local thing? Do I say, you're receiving this because of your relationship with Laura Shipman?
Yeah, I mean, first of all, we don't have any, we have, I shouldn't say that. We have Hannah. Hannah, don't sue Laura for doing this. She's the only European Keep It Local member. So from a GDPR standpoint, you're in good shape. As long as Hannah doesn't sue you.
Yeah. So you think it's okay that I just say like, because you're affiliated with Laura Shipman and her and
I would say special to Keep It Local members.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because let's just say this. Let's just do it this way, Laura. This is just a thought. Say right now you have it priced at $17. You're doing an exclusive launch to Keep It Local members, and the price is going up to the general public.
Perfect. And I wanted to offer it to them first. That's perfect. Okay.
That way they feel very special. I think that a lot of Keep It Local members would really love to know about this course, and this is the only way. You can't physically go to every meeting to tell them.
Right. Exactly. And then when I do go to the meetings, I usually don't talk about my social media business. So, all right, cool. That's really helpful. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. And make sure you put the link to, sounds like Margaret's interested. Drop the link in.
Yeah, I'll put the link in the comment section as we're chatting.
It's really it's a great course. Hannah's thumbs up. Connie Jo took it as well. And, it's well worth the investment of $17.
Yeah.
Before it goes up.
Yeah. Go ahead, Lydia.
I was just going to say, Laura, that I think you do your list a disservice if you have something of value that they could benefit from if you don't at least let them know about it. You don't have to be hardcore marketing, but I think that would be really good. If I was on your list and I didn't know about it and I found out that there was a course that would help me out and it's only $17 as opposed to a lot of other courses out there that are a lot more expensive and perhaps not as good, I'd be kind of disappointed.
There you go.
That's all right. Well, thank you guys. Thanks for the encouragement. I really appreciate it.
Oh, you're welcome. And just, another thing I know you and I talked about having a spot on the Keep It Local website for things like this, because we talked about it for the Celestial Circle. And so, maybe that's something to think about adding to as a feature to Keep It Local. And then you can use it too, because you're a member.
That's a great idea. Okay.
And what I'm talking about is just having like a special, I don't know, what would you call it, a web page or something for us to promote our products and give a discount to other Keep It Local members. So, join this, use this code, that kind of thing.
Okay, yeah, I like that. Okay. Actually, I'm working with Mark Karoftis on that right now, I think.
Oh, good. Yeah, I know you and I had kind of talked about it briefly, so that might help you too.
All right, cool.
You're welcome. All right, we're going to go into the next question. Aren't these fun? I love the questions. Okay, Margaret, you are next. What's your question?
Well, I didn't have a burning question this morning, but one that sort of popped up in discussion with Laura last night in her social media is one of the things that she said that is not her area of expertise is LinkedIn. And I shared with her that I did a workshop for an attorney firm last Friday because I bugged out early.
Yep.
And it was really very successful. The owner of the firm is, she's pretty active on LinkedIn, but she wanted to get everybody else at least with the brand of the company. And so I created a checklist for them to go through and make notes so that they could know where they needed to add things. And so, realize that not everybody has had that expertise and knows how to really ramp up their LinkedIn profile, maybe even learn how to use it. So what's your recommendation for helping me get that out there and market that piece of, something that I've strived to learn simply, and that comes from some of the others who may not have been here last week, is I do a lot of career coaching and, and now placement services especially. So these people have to have a very strong LinkedIn profile because that's where the job search market is mostly these days. So I do my very best to stay up to date with what's going on, even though Microsoft keeps changing things around on LinkedIn. So anyway, I'd like some tips on things that y'all think would be helpful, maybe creating a one sheet so that I can market that piece, or just your thoughts.
Yeah, let me open up the floor. I'm not linked. That's my weakest too. I don't teach LinkedIn. I shouldn't say that. I know enough to be dangerous, but I don't even use LinkedIn as an entrepreneur because I got tired of men hitting on me. So I just stopped it. Awful comments. So I cut it off. So I don't even use it myself. How many of you use LinkedIn for your marketing? No, not too much.
I have a presence, but I don't, it's not my go-to.
Yeah. So you sound like you have sort of a course already designed, Margaret, based on what you did last week. Is it something you can do virtual? Can you teach it and record it, kind of like what Laura's done with her Instagram?
Yeah, I could probably do that. I hadn't thought about that, but I think I'd have to think about how to go back. What I did in working with them is I pulled up the owner, and actually I've told her about our virtual marketing networking group because she's an entrepreneur's attorney. So she helps entrepreneurs and works with them. So anyway, I used her profile and mine to show them the different areas, and I guess I could do the same thing except with mine, not anybody else's,
right?
In how to go through and the things that are important to look at, and how to add media and different things like that to the profile.
It sounds like, to me, it sounds like a course, and and maybe if you get Laura's course, you'll see how she did screen shares and things. That was really helpful. The way she, had the screen on there and talked each point, and it was very visual. And maybe get some benchmarks, some ideas. Laura, what do you think about a course for LinkedIn?
Yeah, I think that would be really helpful. I think.
Oop, we lost you. Her internet must have took a
lot of
people. If she has Frontier, a lot of people had problems yesterday with Frontier.
My internet, she says. That's all right. We'll come back to you, Laura. No, we can't hear you. I'm sorry. Maybe type it in the chat. How many of you would take a LinkedIn course? Would there be some? Yeah, Hannah says yes. Yeah, Hannah, I see. Hannah and Connie Joe, I could see some opportunities for you both in LinkedIn because of who your clients are. Lydia, not so much.
Yeah.
With your, with looking for moms, I think you're on the right platforms for moms. But I think there's definitely a need for that, Margaret. And Laura would know this better than me, but I don't know if anybody in Keep It Local is a LinkedIn expert. I'd be curious to know that too. And Laura, if you can still hear me, is there any other Keep It Local members that you know of that teach LinkedIn? I think you might be one of the only ones, Margaret.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, go ahead.
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can. Thank you.
Can you hear me? Okay. Okay. No, I don't know of any LinkedIn experts on Keep It Local at all. So that's kind of like an untapped area for us. So I would definitely try that out and try a course. And it was easy to put together that course. Not easy, it was a time commitment, but it was definitely something that I want to do more of. So I would think that would be a perfect thing. And I used Thinkific was the course platform I used.
Think what?
Thinkific. I'll put it in the
Okay,
chat.
put it in the chat.
Oh,
if you
Hannah,
want.
that's the one you were talking about too, weren't you? No, something else there. Thinkific.
I liked it because you didn't have to sign up for a subscription. I think
Okay.
like maybe 10% of sales or something like that. So maybe it cost me $1 for every sale that I make right now.
Oh, okay.
That's not bad.
No.
So I wanted to say I did take a LinkedIn course that was part of my bookkeeping course, part of the marketing part of my bookkeeping course. And she was a LinkedIn expert. Her name's Melanie
Dodaro.
Yeah. And it was at least a couple hours long, and it was very unappealing.
What was
It had a
unappealing?
lot of good information, but there was very little visual, and you didn't see her face. It was like a screenshot, So it was an okay course, and I guess it had good information, but it just wasn't appealing to me. So I think there's a lot of opportunity there to do something that gets information across but in a more appealing way,
Great.
engaging way.
Thank you for that
Yeah.
feedback. Yeah.
Hannah, you have something you want to add?
Yes, I think that for a LinkedIn course or any course like Laura's also, you need to have visual examples of where to go. There are so many boxes and options, and in LinkedIn it's very complex, the interface, so it would be meaningless to just say you do this and you have to show it. So you have to have some kind of screen capturing software that you can show your students what they are to do. Yeah, I think that's very important.
Right. Okay, good. And see, one of my thought processes about it is looking at people's headlines, for instance. Generally, they auto-populate it once they put in their experience of their current position, and that really doesn't tell people what you do. And I was having a discussion with my daughter, who has executive director of the Peyton Wright Foundation. I said, that's fabulous, but put what that foundation does and in your headline, so that you support families of children with brain cancer. There's enough room in there to be able to put that in your headline, more than likely. And so, that way people that have an idea of what you do. And so it gives another perspective as people are searching through or just happen to see you and on LinkedIn and see what it is that you actually do instead of your title.
Yeah. Plus it helps with search too. If someone's searching for,
Exactly.
I imagine that helps tremendously in LinkedIn, right?
Yeah. Right. So thank you very much.
You're welcome. Does that help?
Yes.
Awesome.
Thank you.
And you check the chat box. Laura put the link to her course
I
in
saw that. Yeah.
the chat box. So we'll move on to the next lucky person. And I always say CJ, which is Connie Joe, because I'm lazy.
Okay. I'm struggling with marketing in general. I'm spending a lot of time on my client work, and I feel like that's the priority. But then I'm just not, I know I'm not doing what I need to do marketing wise. I took the Instagram course and I loved it, and I set up my Instagram, and then it got screwed up. And it's just recently that it's right now, but I'm not posting. And I took a LinkedIn course and so I have these things that I need to do, but I'm still working on my client stuff. And I don't know, I need a kick in the pants or something, but I'm just, and I'm doing the 21-day challenge. I have been doing stuff with that.
Good.
But it's not visible stuff. And that's the whole point, is to be more visible. And I'm not there yet. And I don't know. I just need I'd slap or something.
Okay, ready? No. Time blocking, Laura suggests, yeah. So, when you're an entrepreneur, you are supposed to work on two things, client work and marketing.
Yeah.
Everything else, ideally, we outsource. Now, of course, ideally is the word, right? So you are doing client work. So let's first of all, congratulations on having client work. Let's all clap our hands for that, because that's really important. What do you think you should be doing on marketing? What do you think you should be doing? Let me ask you that.
Just making myself more visible. People don't know about me because I'm on my adding machine.
I like that she still calls it an adding machine instead of a calculator.
Yeah.
Oh, that's funny.
I just need to be more visible. I need my face out there and my name out there, and I have an incredible service to offer people, and I'm denying them my wonderfulness. I understand that.
Yeah.
But
so I know you're doing this networking, and I know you do networking in Atlanta.
yes.
Right. What else are you doing consistently? Is that it?
I post on Facebook on my business page.
That's right. Your business page.
But I don't have a face. The things that I want to do is a Facebook group where I can do more information sharing than I can on my page. Instagram and LinkedIn.
Which of those three do you think will get you clients and increase your visibility the fastest?
I really don't know.
Let me ask the social media expert, Laura.
From other bookkeepers, they seem to do very well on LinkedIn.
Okay. Laura, what do you think? Laura, are you there? I think she might. Or
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I think LinkedIn, actually there's two places I would go. I would think LinkedIn would be where your customer is, but I would also think Pinterest, because it's a search engine, right? So I would do like a little tip, like I would almost send them to a landing page or something like that to get some, like the top 10 bookkeeping tips you need for your business, capture their email addresses there, and then do an email marketing campaign from there, and see what happens. For me, growing my email list through Pinterest was huge. Like that's helped me a lot. And that's where I've gotten some of my traction for this new course. So do you understand that flow from Pinterest to an email list? Does that make sense?
No, I know nothing about Pinterest. I've not explored that at all.
Okay. And I know it sounds weird from like a bookkeeping standpoint, but it's not. If you go in there and you start searching for things on Pinterest that relate to your business, you'll be surprised at what you see. And the key is not, when you create pins, they're very visual. The key is not putting the content in that visual, but driving them somewhere else, so that you can capture their contact information and then remarket to them afterwards.
Okay.
It's crazy how that works. Like, and I kind of just discovered this like in the last, 6-8 months. And it works really, really well. And that's what I would say. And I think the Facebook group thing is a good way to do it too. I don't know about Instagram. I don't know.
Well, your ideal clients, Connie Jo, I know are entrepreneurs. We're looking at startups, right?
Well, I'm developing a course that's aimed towards startups, which basically is people that can't afford my monthly program price yet. And so that's one area.
Okay.
And then the other is solopreneurs. And I keep hearing they hang out on Instagram. So that's a place I should be.
Oh, okay. So then I misunderstood what your target was for that. Then yes, then I agree with you. Instagram is the right place for you if you're going after the solopreneur type and the entrepreneur type. And if you're selling a course, I think they're hanging out there. I do agree with that.
Okay.
So which of those, you can only do so much in a day, Connie Jo. So it sounds like you have the right strategies in front of you. You just need to pick one and start it. Don't pick all 3 to start at one time, because that's too much. So pick one. So which one sounds like the most fun to you, sounds the most appealing to you for you to keep up with?
Well, Instagram sounds the most fun, and I'm thinking I can like recycle stuff that I've put on my Facebook page.
Yes, you can, as long as it's sized properly. You might
So I'm gonna have to go and change the graphics a little bit to make them fit, which I love to do. Graphic stuff.
Yeah, I know you do.
So maybe that'll be my next study hall.
Okay. Yeah. So let's have you do Instagram now, or get that being started. You can join Laura's engagement pod, right, Laura?
I'm sorry, you broke up. What was that?
I said,
join what?
Your engagement pod.
Oh yeah, absolutely, absolutely, and because that will help a lot. And also you can join the Facebook group too and learn stuff in there as well. I don't know if you're a part of that yet. Are you?
No.
Okay.
So what's the engagement pod?
So the engagement pod, I'll do it, Laura, since I know your internet's cuckoo. So Hannah's in it, I'm in it, everybody's welcome. It's Laura's pod, but I know her well enough to know that I can say that with all the love in the world. So what it is, it's a group of us on Instagram. We use a specific hashtag, which is badass entrepreneur. You use it with all your other hashtags, but you tuck it in there. And what we do is we have a group message. And when you post something and you have used that hashtag, you alert the other people in the group saying, hey, I posted something, badass entrepreneur. And then the other users go to that hashtag and look for your graphic. And then we like it, meaning we put, we do the heart. And then we also leave a meaningful comment of 5 words or more. This is a way to increase engagement on Instagram, and extends your reach because if people are commenting and liking on things, then Instagram's like, oh, this is good content. We're going to keep pushing this out. Okay, Laura, cool. And so it's Laura's pod, but we have a large group, but really only probably a core group. What were you saying, Hannah? Maybe 6-7 people who are in there every day. But it's a lot of fun. You get to see other people's content. You get to meet other entrepreneurs. We have all sorts of people in there, all different disciplines. And it's just a way for you to increase your engagement, because we come in and leave a meaningful comment for you. And we have fun kind of just, and it's all things from Nicole Barati with her things about ovaries, to Anita Namoff, who's helping people with broken hearts, to Laura, to Hannah with her awesome videos, and me with my inspirational quotes, and it's a lot of fun. So if it's interest to you, probably put your Instagram URL in the chat box. Let's do it that way, and then we'll add you to the group and Instagram. So just give me your whole URL, and then Laura and I will get you set up on that. Laura, I'm sorry, I just totally hijacked.
Okay, I'll have to, I'm not sure what that is, what my URL is.
So it should be Instagram.com/ and then whatever your handle, like mine's Jill_Celeste, whatever your handle. So it's like, is it Enigma Bookkeeping? Would it be Connie Joe?
I'll type it out.
Okay. So I have a question, Connie Joe, about what you're posting on LinkedIn.
Nothing. I don't have anything yet.
Okay.
I haven't gotten there yet.
All right. So once you get ready to do that, one of the ways I do think LinkedIn is a good place for you, to find some clients. And the thing is if you're posting pictures and information like that on Instagram, that can also be posted on LinkedIn.
Mm-hmm.
And if you write any blog articles, you can publish those as well, and things like that. And I'll be happy to help you with any of that if you want. Just let me know. And one of the things is, I was telling Laura last night, I said, when I write a blog, that goes out through my website, and I post that on various areas of social media. Then even on LinkedIn, the link, and then sometimes I go back and republish, just copy and paste that into the publishing section of LinkedIn, so it comes back again. So it's easy enough to be able to, and sometimes you get some engagement, sometimes you don't. You get friend requests. I have probably 20 friend requests or connection requests there. I've got to go through some of those and delete them. But when you want to connect with somebody, put in a personalized message as to why you want to connect.
Okay.
And I did a virtual coffee date with a woman that also does some HR and outplacement services the other day, and we spent an hour and a half talking and sharing information. And she has some brand information too, and so she sent me her ebook. So, you know, it all worked out. So that's
awesome.
one of the other ways is schedule, like Jill said, schedule coffee dates with some of us as well as other people in the people local.
Okay. Thank you.
Does that help, Connie Jo? So you're gonna start with Instagram.
Yeah, and that brings up another question. I have a lot of followers that are men that I have no idea where they came from, and I haven't even posted anything.
They're just creepy. Don't worry about them.
Can you get rid of them, or do you just
Yes.
ignore them?
Laura, are you back on?
Yeah, on Instagram, I mean, you can block them if you don't want them to be a part of your follower list. And then, but you need to have your Instagram set on public, unfortunately, because otherwise you'll never grow your following.
Right.
And definitely block them if they're obnoxious or whatever. Most of them are just a lot of bots sometimes, they're just doing the follow unfollow game, and Instagram is picking up on that with their algorithm. So you'll see that dwindle a little bit. But unless they're bothering you, I wouldn't worry about it.
Okay, it's just weird. It's like, who are you and why are you following?
They're not even human, probably.
Yeah, they're probably not even human, and they're just trying to grow their accounts in an unethical way. Like, not unethical, but in a sleazy kind of a way, in a spammy way.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Well, this is not to do with marketing, but I play Words with Friends. And I have the same thing happen where these men want to play Words with Friends with me, and they want to talk, and then they want my email. So I'll start playing a game with them because and then it gets really creepy. And and I know they're not who their picture, like I'm sure they've stolen a picture off of Facebook or something. And then they always tell me about how much money they make. And
well, Connie Jo, the same thing happens to me I play Words with Friends too, and that happens where I get somebody like that they want to talk or they want to whatever. I ignore all conversations, and pretty soon, and then if I win a game, I don't go back and challenge them again. If they challenge me, usually I might play 2 games with them, and then I don't. I just let them go away.
Well, I'm a little jealous. I don't get any of this attention in Words with Friends, and I don't have time.
You just wait.
I jinxed myself.
It's just so weird. And then it becomes obvious they're I don't think they're from the US. They're I don't know what their point is. I don't get what they're trying to do. It's like, I just want to play Words with Friends.
Don't bother me.
And then they play
conversation.
And then they play 3-letter words, and it's like, really?
Yeah. They're probably 12.
Challenge. That's funny.
Okay, I'm done.
All right. Laura, did you have something you wanted to add? I think.
Oh, no, I was going to say they're probably a prince somewhere with lots of money who wanted to.
Oh, definitely. Yeah.
Yeah, somewhere in some African country, right? Oh, that's funny. All right, let's see who's next. Lydia. Lydia is next. Lydia, what's your question for us today?
Well, I think I am pretty much where Connie Jo was sharing about. Mindset is definitely one of my challenges. It's easy to get discouraged and feel like a fraud, I guess. That's probably one of my biggest challenges. But also just getting engagement. I'm on Facebook. I'm there every day. I started a Facebook Live again.
Yay!
yesterday. I had been on Facebook doing a weekly Facebook Live before the holidays. So that was what, about 10 months ago or so. But it's time consuming, and I had a specific day and a specific time. So every week, I made sure that I did a Facebook at that particular time, and well, it was challenging, to make sure that content was fresh and I was there at that time and all this kind of stuff. But I realized that, if you're going to be successful, that's something you need to do. So I'm committing to do that. I'm also on Instagram, just started maybe, I don't know, 2 or 3 months ago, I guess. And I do my best to post every morning. Some days I've got to run out the door to work and I don't get it done. And engagement, I'm just not getting very much engagement. So I'm just like, okay, is this really worth the time and effort?
Laura, do you have any words of wisdom for Lydia? Did you hear who the audience is?
No.
It's 8 moms with kids with ADHD.
Oh, yeah, that's right. So actually, Instagram is going to be a good place for you for that. And I think with Instagram, the engagement group that we've got going on is going to be very helpful because it's going to expose you to a bunch of different people who you would never have connected with before, just because of the sheer networking of how that engagement group works. And here's the thing too that a lot of people forget to do, because I know it's time consuming, is using all the features of Instagram, meaning you've got to take the time to do a regular post, but then you need to go on Instagram stories because you reach more people. And then there's a whole hashtag strategy behind it too, to make sure that your stuff is being found. And then the next part that's a little bit time consuming, but I swear it works because it's been working really well for me, is communicating with your target audience. So if you look up a hashtag like ADHD mom or something like that, whatever those hashtags might be, and you communicate with those moms on their posts and maybe drop little knowledge bombs on them if they're struggling with a problem, you'd be amazed at how quickly you'll connect with people. And so then you'll grow your following that way. Does that make sense?
Yes. Are you talking about, for instance, a hashtag ADHD mom or ADHD parenting? So if I click on that hashtag, then I would be taken to. I really don't understand how hashtags work. So maybe you could help me with that.
Yeah. So if you click, so I'm going to go to one. I'm on my phone right now. So I'm going to go ADHD mom. ADHD mom. And so it's going to give me a bunch of suggested hashtags. So I'm going to click the first one, and then I'll be able to see like all the posts that were just there, and I can see what the different moms have posted about. And then I would just pick a post there and just add my 2 cents and maybe add some advice to their post, especially if there's a struggle. And then so that's going to take a little bit of time because you're going to have to dig around in those hashtags a little bit, see what they're talking about. Let me see, ADHD mom questions. Let me just see something. Oh no, there's no hashtag for that. But, and that's what I would do. And so you're just going to have to like go in and meet the community through the hashtags. There's one called ADHD Mom Life. That one might be a good one. And
some of them are, I've noticed that some of them are for adults with ADHD. And so, you have to kind of pick and choose which ones work the best. My target market is parents who are dealing with children with ADHD. Right. So, that's I wouldn't say that's a challenge, but at least that's something that you kind of have to read and figure out what's going on as to who's got the ADHD. But so yeah, I see what you're saying.
And so are there any influencers in that niche that you know of that are popular?
Yes.
Okay, make sure you're following them on Instagram, and make sure when they post something that you're chiming in as well, because you want to position yourself as an expert and an influencer in the field as well. So get into meaningful conversations with those influencers. And then the people who are following those influencers, chances are going to want to follow you because you're probably a little bit easier to connect with because you don't have a huge following like the influencer does, right? And so
Right.
Good point.
those comments are ignored because that influencer is just like inundated with stuff. So
Right.
that's where you go in, I hate to say it, but sideways and try and connect with those people.
Now, would you suggest that also on Facebook? Because I am on a couple of Facebook groups, public groups where moms are there. Sometimes I get frustrated with those because they're bitch sessions. You know,
Right.
Wow, 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 my child, blah, blah, blah. And I'm frustrated and I don't want to be a mom anymore. And I certainly understand those feelings because I was there. And I try to post either encouragement or some ideas. So would you suggest that as well?
Do you have your own group?
I don't. And I haven't really known how to start a group to get people into the group. You know, I hate to have a group and only have 2 people. And then I'm also in my estimation, correct me if I'm wrong, I also realize that if you're going to have a group, you have to be in there. You know, you have to be engaged. You have to answer and give suggestions and so on a daily basis and probably several times a day.
Yes.
And I really don't have that kind of time. So I'm concerned about starting a group and then not being as effective as a leader in the group as I would like, or as my group would want and need.
Okay.
That's why I don't have a group.
I will tell you that that's exactly right, Lydia, just from a group standpoint.
Yeah, absolutely. The reason why I ask that is because I'm like, you could almost design your groups so it's not a bitch session. That was the only reason why I was asking that. It could be more targeted to what kind of help you want to provide. But I get that. That's a whole commitment thing. And unless you're like, you could have people who administrate the group for you, but it's still, they want to see you and they want you to show up there.
Right.
But I think if you're joining Facebook groups about that content, that's probably a good way for you to go. And then I don't know what the rules of those groups are and stuff, but you do want to drive people to your Instagram if possible. Now, here's something.
Yeah, they don't usually allow you to proselytize, for lack of a better word.
Right, it's true. But here's the thing, though, too, just to save you some time. So if you're going to be doing like Instagram stories, you want to link your Instagram account to your Facebook business page. And when you do a story like that, it'll broadcast both on your Instagram stories and your Facebook stories at the same time. So you're kind of killing 2 birds with 1 stone there.
Oh, that's good to know. Okay, thank you. Now, is stories, I know just enough to be dangerous here, is stories where you have little short snippets like 60 seconds? I know that Instagram is starting to allow you to do longer videos.
Right, so stories are those like 10-second pieces of information that you can put out there, but then you can do like an Instagram live, which is, I forget how, maybe an hour. I can't remember how long you can go on for Instagram live. And then you can do Instagram TV, which is kind of like more produced content, which we can have an hour show if you want to, but and then eventually they're going to give you unlimited time. But yeah, but like those Instagram stories, if you just give like 10 to 15 seconds of content, that's what people like to see. And you only have to do it like, maybe I would do it 3 times a day, like in the morning, midday, in the evening, just to keep it fresh and to keep moving you up the line on those story bubbles.
And just so you know, Lydia, a lot of the questions you're asking not to push Laura's course, but she goes into great detail on that. So it may be worth your little investment. She does a really good job on explaining the hashtags and the stories and, how to engage with people through the Explore page and all that. So just to plug Laura's course, but I think it might help you really.
Great. Thank you so much.
I have a quick suggestion is to include in your hashtags something about autism spectrum. I have a son on the autism spectrum, and a lot of kids that are on the spectrum are also diagnosed ADD or ADHD.
I got one of those.
So I would throw that in there too, because I would never search ADD. I would search Asperger's or autism spectrum. So that's just a suggestion.
Autism mama, maybe.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Well, we have time. Hannah, I want you have a question for us, Hannah? You're our last one. And then we'll go to announcements. And we can't hear you, my dear.
Hannah, you were muted.
I'm so sorry. I think we have too short time for my question, because I was going to ask about mindset if I came up of the hat, but I can do that another time.
No, let's go. Let's do it, because I think all of us need a little mindset boost. What's your question?
Yes, and I think it was at least Connie Jo and Margaret. Yes, I think some of you have already been onto this, and it's staying in faith when you feel totally invisible.
Yeah, well, visibility is key. So what happens when we have a crisis of faith is usually things aren't going as we expected. So there's two things you can do then. You can lower your expectations, or you can try to achieve the expectation, try even harder. I just had, many of you know I coach people for Fabian Fredrickson. All week long, I have been trying to convince these lovely entrepreneurs to lower your expectations. I'm going to release a course and 200 people are going to sign up for it. Chances are no. But if 20 people sign up for it, that's awesome. And so there's that. If lowering your expectation isn't the right answer, then I would ask you, why didn't you achieve what it is you think you should have achieved, right? Were you hiding behind the computer? Was there something going on? Did the marketing just not go right? Sometimes that happens. The marketing doesn't work. The ideal client's wrong. The message is wrong, something like that. So, but usually it's the expectation piece in my experience of marketing, coaching marketing for many, many, many years, is we expect us to all to be millionaires by now. How many thought you would be 6 figures plus by now? Yeah. And except for our financial person's like, no, there's no way in hell that's going to happen. But that's right? But so we have the standard, and I'm going to rant for a minute. We have marketing mentors who tell us you can be 6 figures, and it's not realistic. As an example, you should have 5,000 Facebook fans by now. Unless you bought all those people or have thousands and thousands of dollars in Facebook ads, which you can hire Laura to help you with, that's not happening. So I encourage us to lower our expectations and stop being so hard on ourselves. Be gentle with ourselves. And every little success that you have, coming to this meeting, celebrate that you, like Lydia, 6 a.m. Congratulations, Lydia, for getting up at 6 a.m. to come to a networking meeting.
Or 5 a.m. to get here by 6.
Exactly. Right? Laura, after a late night, still showed up. Camera's off, but she's still here. Connie Jo, who's not a morning person, who really secretly wishes this meeting was at noon, still shows up every meeting. Like, celebrate that stuff. And when you celebrate, so I'll just reveal this to you all. Keep it a secret. So next month's Celestial Circle is going to be about abundance. And I'm going to have some exercises about daily logging of abundance. And I keep a log now of every little bit of abundance I receive. Yesterday, someone renewed her Celestial Circle. I got a discount on my haircut. The day before, I saved $3.49 at Publix. Publix is a grocery store. I'm celebrating every little thing I get. I am in such a great mood.
One of my friends calls that unexpected income.
Exactly. What you manifest, right? It's been Denise Duffield Thomas. So I don't know. I probably got a little rant there, Hannah. Sorry. But that's my answer. Who else has something to say to Hannah about mindset? I know I'm not the only one.
Yeah, it is, I can appreciate that, because I would like to see 10 people already signed up for my webinar that starts Tuesday afternoon or Tuesday evening, and I don't. And I don't have anyone as yet, which is very frustrating, but, I keep going out there and marketing it as best I know how. And then, but one of the things one of my friends said, why don't you just just make it a course and record yourself and create a course that way.
Yeah, absolutely.
And then see what happens, but I'll still continue to do this because I think it's important work. And frankly, I think everybody can benefit from it. But who's willing to do that? It's another story. So
the achievement I would celebrate in your case, Margaret, is I was bold enough to want to teach people through a course. That's the first achievement. Anybody who signs up after that is gravy. It's icing on the cake.
And there's actually, I'm keeping I just posted and Keep It Local last night, according to Laura's suggestion, as an event, and the early registration fee is still available for Keep It Local members.
Very good.
$99. So
there you go. So congratulations on that.
Thank you.
Yeah.
But take a deep breath when you start beating yourself up for one thing. If you take a deep breath with your focus on your heart, as if you're breathing in and out through your heart, slowly and deeply, you will find that your head, you get out of your head and into your heart.
I love that.
Head is where all the negative mind chatter happens, all the frustration, all the stress. When you come at it with heart focus, you have a different perspective. That comes from the Institute of Heart Math.
Love that. That's a good way to end our business mastermind. Thank you for that, Margaret. That was beautiful.
You're welcome.
I hope you all have fun. We're going to do announcements real quick. If you have to go, I completely understand. But I do want to rattle through and do any announcements with the crowd today. So Margaret, since you already kind of started your webinar pitch, go ahead and finish it, and let's have you do that as an announcement. Or anything else you'd like to do.
Okay, now I'll talk about that. It's what are you thinking? Use your mind to transform your life. And we're really going to take the chapters of my book. Let's see if I can get my finger in the right direction, right there. We're going to look at the negative mind chatter, how to transform that. We're going to also increase the awareness of our conversational habits that we have, sometimes with coworkers or with family, and have an assessment as to what changes you might need to make there. Third area we're going to talk about is setting boundaries. There's a lot of negativity in the world, and how do you effectively set a boundary without putting yourself into a area of being harmed? And then we talk about some integrity, wrap it all up, and boom, that's 4 weeks at $99 to all Keep It Local.
Thank you. Feel free to put the link in the chat box for us.
Thanks.
Yeah. Hannah, any announcements today?
No.
You're all good? Always looking for clients. Know anybody needs branding, send to Hannah. Connie Joe.
No announcements other than if you know anyone that needs bookkeeping help, that, wants to have more time to spend on their own clients, I'm here ready to serve.
Yay, we're glad you're here. Lydia, any announcements for us today? Looking for clients.
Always.
If you know a mom, and it's an elementary school age primarily?
Yeah, probably elementary and middle school. By the time they get to high school, there's an awful lot of habits and routines that are really a mess. And the window has gotten very small at that point. But yeah, I prefer working with parents who have the younger kids.
Awesome. Thank you for being here. Laura, any announcements?
Just Monday morning, we start that goal accountability program for Keep It Local. So Keep It Local members can come on a Zoom call like this, learn how to set goals and achieve them, and it's going to be facilitated by Sheila Neisler. And it starts, I know, 7:15 in the morning, but you don't have to have your camera on like me.
Yay.
You can just show up. It's only a half hour, but it's that shot in the arm. We're going to do it twice a month, where you just work through stuff and try and achieve your goals and things like that. So Sheila we beta tested this in like the Clearwater area about 6 months ago, and it went over really, really well. So everyone's invited. Come check it out.
Come see us Monday morning. And a final announcement, next week we have a special guest speaker. She's going to talk about how to establish yourself as an expert, I got all choked up, for media, so that the media can call on you for interviews and increase your media mentions. It's going to be a really good presentation. So that's next week. Please invite folks to come join us. We would love to have Lydia back if you want to come join us for a couple more meetings, see if it's a good fit for you. And with that, that is the end of Virtual Networkers. Yeah, we squeezed it all in. Not bad, ladies. Not bad at all. So thank you so much for joining us today.
Have a good weekend.
Yeah, everybody have a good weekend, and hope that you stay dry if you are near Florence. And we will see you all next Friday, and I'll email you the links to everything. So have a good day.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Thank you, everyone, for all your help.
Yeah.
You're welcome. Thank you as well.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.